Are you a parent in the middle of a custody case, or maybe you're headed towards mediation and you're trying to figure out what to do with the Thanksgiving holiday and how to make sure you get the time that you deserve? My name is Patrick Slaughter. I'm a family law attorney with LaFevor and Slaughter, and I'd like to give you some ideas about what we see when folks are dealing with the Thanksgiving holiday, and maybe give you some ideas on how you can arrange that time or split that time to make sure that you feel like you get the time that you deserve with your child. For starters, the default language on the parenting plan recognizes Thanksgiving Day. That's a Thursday. Doesn't necessarily recognize Black Friday, the Friday immediately following. Doesn't necessarily recognize that weekend. I know typically most parents tend to look at the Thanksgiving holiday as running from Thursday of Thanksgiving until the following Sunday. That's not what the parenting plan says. So if you want to make sure to split the holiday in some other arrangement, you better make sure to insert particular language that says so. Now, how do you do that? Well, some folks decide that they want to have, the Thursday, and then they'll let the other days fall as they would, which would mean, one parent gets their year to get Thanksgiving, and that often rotates on even and odd year bases. And then whoever was supposed to have the child on Friday has the child on Friday. Whoever was supposed to have them on Saturday has them on Saturday, and whoever was supposed to have them on Sunday has them on Sunday. What that generally means is that one parent is going to have that weekend, and they may have Thanksgiving or they may not. So I don't think that is typically a good arrangement. What is the most popular arrangement that I've seen is for parties to alternate the entirety of the holiday encompassing the following Sunday. So one parent in even years would get the child on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the entire Thanksgiving holiday period. And then the following year, then the other parent would get the child for the same period of time. I think folks seem to like that because it gives them the option to go out of town and make longer scheduled trips. Other folks, though, don't like that, and they come up with a different set of circumstances. The second most popular thing that I believe we see is folks will agree that one party gets Thursday and Friday of the holiday, and the other party, whether it was supposed to be their weekend or not, gets Saturday and Sunday. What they have done is effectively split the holiday in half. Sometimes they will say that whoever gets the Wednesday and Thursday always gets Wednesday and Thursday, and the other party always gets Saturday and Sunday of the Thanksgiving holiday. Sometimes they'll rotate that, where they'll say, the party who gets Wednesday and Thursday gets that during even years, and the party that gets Saturday and Sunday gets that during odd years, and they go back and forth. That's fairly common as well. But one of the things you want to think about is, when do you eat on Thanksgiving? That's generally what folks are most concerned about. If you're eating at lunch on Thursday, okay, then that can work. If you're eating later in the afternoon or later in the evening, which has turned into a new popular trend, then the exchange of the child could be different. So I think before you start coming up with just days, who gets this day and who gets that day, sit down and look at your circumstances and say, what do we usually do on Thanksgiving? Is it an important holiday for my family? Thanksgiving doesn't hold the gravitas that it used to. I remember when I was a kid, Thanksgiving was a big deal. All the stores closed. Now people are just getting ready to go shopping. So if it's not a big deal to you, then you shouldn't put up such a big fight. Or if it's a bigger deal to your ex than it is to you, recognize that. Don't die on that hill. If it's equally important to both of you, then look and see, hey, if we both eat at lunch, maybe there's a possibility that, I could have the child at lunchtime on Thursday, and then you could have the child in the evening on Thursday, and the kid can eat twice. But look at what your circumstances are and try to come up with something that works. And I know sometimes that's easier said than done, especially if you're in a high conflict situation. If you have some questions or trying to come up with some ideas, or maybe just a way to try to make this work, feel free to pick up the phone and give us a call. We're happy to listen to your circumstances and maybe help you come up with some ideas that would work, help you brainstorm a way to maybe make things a little bit easier so that you can get this holiday dealt with and move on with the rest of your life. Because the bottom line is, you want to make sure that you both enjoy Thanksgiving, and most importantly, that your child has the best Thanksgiving they can have every single year.